This is Gary Davidson, and I lead the practice group for real estate at Castle Law. How do we hold title? In Illinois, there are various ways to hold title to property: tenancy by the entirety, joint tenancy, tenancy in common, holding property in a land trust, holding property in an LLC. It's going to be very, very important because many people view real estate closings as filling out simple forms and transferring property very, very simply. There is no such thing necessarily as form documents because how you hold title can vastly impact you from both a liability and tax perspective, and what happens to the property in the event a party dies, um, a divorce occurs, if a creditor attacks that asset. So, for example, in tenancy by the entirety is a form of how you hold title to a property reserved for married couples, domestic partners, people who are in civil unions. The best example of why a tenancy by the entirety is important is in the event a creditor um, files suit against one party in a marriage, while the other party has to deal with that person's financial responsibilities, they're not necessarily directly financially responsible. So if I ran over a pediatric surgeon with lifetime earnings of $1 billion, my wife would have to deal with that issue, but she wouldn't necessarily be financially responsible. So holding my property in tenancy by the entirety protects that asset from that creditor. Uh, Other forms of tenancy would be joint tenancy, tenancy in common. So, for a deeper dive on how you should hold title to minimize your risk and maximize your return, reach out to us here at Castle Law.